Now, here's your host, Clinton Township Supervisor, Bob Cannon.
Welcome to Caring Community. My name is Dominic LaRosa, and I'm substituting today for Supervisor Bob Cannon, who has a very busy schedule. And today we're here to talk about the Columbus Day Celebration Committee. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mark Garagiola, who is our 2006 Columbus Day Parade Chairman and has been for many, many years. Mark was our chairman last year, the first year that I was president, and he knows an awful lot more about the Columbus Day celebration than I do, because he's been involved in the event for about 20 years or so, maybe even a few more than that.
Maybe even longer, Dominic.
Yeah.
My father got me involved maybe, when I was in my late teens as an assistant to him. He had been the parade chairperson for many years, and I kind of was his right-hand man. And so I've been involved in some way, shape, or form for probably maybe 30 of my 48 years,
wow,
something like that. So
okay, and the parade originally started, I understand, in Detroit and Wayne County, and then it moved out.
That is correct.
St. Clair Shores, did you tell me?
Yep, the parade has been in 4 different venues since I've been involved. It started in Detroit, I believe, back in the day when Detroit was a little bit more hustling and bustling, but it became a logistical problem to close the streets, so they had to move the parade to in a situation where it didn't work out that well. So they, because of the politics involved, they chose to move it to St. Clair Shores, where it was housed on Gratiot, from approximately Topher to 10 Mile, or Stevens to 10 Mile. And then it moved to our home in Warren, where we stayed for the whole tenure of my 20-some years, up until a few years ago when we went for a 1-year try at having it at Freedom Hill, where we actually had a parade in the round, which was kind of interesting. But then, now our new home is Clinton Township. And,
yes, this is the second year that we're here. And
correct, second year. And
the city fathers have really welcomed us with open arms here.
They've embraced us here in Clinton Township, and we've got nothing but cooperation from the police department to the city officials to the DPW. It takes many people to run a parade, and involvement of all those different entities, and like I said, they've embraced this parade, and I think they welcomed us with open arms, and we're glad to be here. So
much like with the city of Detroit, where it started, when we had Mayor Al Cobo, and then after him, Louis Mariani.
That's before me.
Those were prominent Italian Americans of their day, and then, of course, it moved out here in Clinton Township, and that's where a lot of Italian Americans live these days, in Clinton Township being the largest charter township in the state of Michigan. I understand, in terms of population. It's only appropriate that we come here, and we also have the Italian American Cultural Center now in Clinton Township at the site of the old Partridge Creek Golf Course on Romeo Plank between Hall Road and 19 Mile Road. Yep. So it's appropriate that we're out here.
Yeah, I think it's a natural fit, especially with the number of Italians in this community. It brought the parade closer to them. That was the complaint, is that people were traveling too far, the clubs, the people that wanted to view the parade. So just bringing them to Clinton Township just seemed to be a win-win situation.
Now on Thursday, October the 5th, we have our state capitol visit, and you've been going on those bus trips probably for many more years than I have been active in the Italian American community. What do you remember about those events as you were?
It's a spectacular event. There's a lot of camaraderie there. You've got people of all different ages. We usually have our queen and members of the court that come. So you've got people starting in their teens up to our seniors that love to come. They obviously have more time and can get away for the day. People that work like myself sometimes have to, but it's worth the effort to take the day off to go up there. We sing. We have espresso and biscotti on the bus on the way up there. We sing almost the whole time. But having the Coro Italiano on there makes it a natural, and they love to sing, and we love to join them. And
excellent.
So that's part of the trip, and it makes the ride up there and back go very quickly. And once we get there, we are brought to the Capitol, I think it's the Rotunda, that very nice, it's a very impressive building to begin with, and the legislators just come they have to, many times they're in session, so they come when they can slip away and join us for a little bit, and we have some speeches and proclamations. Our queen and members of the court that are there get to speak for a little bit.
Excellent.
And then we have our lunch, which usually the legislators join us for if they can get away. And
excellent. It sounds like
it's been very
fun.
interesting. Last year the governor wasn't able to attend, but maybe this year she, in
it's
an election year,
good chance.
she may try to come down.
Good chance.
And,
by the way, I understand that Governor Jennifer Granholm's mother-in-law is an Italian-American. Her name happens to be Maria Concetta Sanitate Mulhern. Dan Mulhern, the governor's husband, has an Italian-American for his mom. So the governor's mother-in-law is an Italian-American. So I think she may make a special effort, hopefully, to be there. And then on the parade day, on October 7th, what's going to be happening this year over last year? I know last year was a great parade. It was a little bit smaller because it was our first time in Clinton Township. This year I know somewhat of your plans, but why don't you tell us a little bit about what people can expect if they come out and watch the parade?
Well, we're at this year's parade. Last year we were a little at a disadvantage. We had some trouble getting our musical acts to commit to the parade, but this year we're going to be well represented musically. We've got the Fraser Ramblers Marching Band that is going to be participating this year. And we also have the Macomb Dakota Cougar Marching Band with Lisa Shue at the helm. The Fraser Band is led by James Rogers. Both of these bands wanted to get in last year, but because of other commitments and logistical problems, were not able to participate. But this year, they were anxious to get in, and we're glad to have them because they bring a much more local participation with the families. The families like to see the bands perform, and this gives them the opportunity to be very close to home and see those two wonderful bands perform. So we have them. We have a wonderful group, a 5-person group called the Michigan Ramblers, and they were the hit of last year's parade. They are 5 gentlemen that just, they're mostly a horn, a little bit of drums, a brass group, and they play Americana music, ragtime. They're just a wonderful act, and they're coming back again this year. We also have many Italian clubs. They're very proud of their ancestry. Many of these clubs come from small towns. They may be regionalistic clubs. Some are fraternal organizations, but they participate and march, and many in costumes. We've got a group of Italian women and men called the Campagnoli di Cassini. And these ladies are wonderful. They dance with it's a heritage group that dance with fruit baskets on their heads, and many of them I won't give their exact age, but they're well over retirement age, and they walk the 1 mile, and they're glad to do it, and they're well received. They are a highlight of the parade. We have the Coro Italiano that you've mentioned before. They are always welcome and have participated. They not only participate in the parade, but also perform at our Afterglow, too. And that helps fill the time as we're tabulating our ballots for our awards that we present. There are a number of awards that are presented to different groups that participate in the parade, everything from the best musical entertainment to our most colorful float, if there are floats that participate. We've got